Hello everyone and welcome back. This is actually sort of a follow-up video to the previous one we've had about being bored about your life, about boredom in life. In the previous video, I mentioned that one way to look at the feeling that you are bored with your life is that it may actually be a blessing. It may actually be coming from a standpoint of privilege wherein you don't need to worry about the necessities, and now you have the privilege to worry about more accessorial or superficial things. And so thank you everyone to those who were able to view it. And there's one particular comment in that video about exploring the role of wasted potential. I'm sure it rings a bell, especially in Asian households, perhaps. The role of wasted potential. You see, many of us, I myself included, though I grew up in a very, very supportive and nurturing household, many of us were entrained and brought up at an early age, starting preschool even perhaps. We were taught that we had certain talents, we had certain skill sets. Perhaps some of our parents entrained us to think that we had these special abilities, we were good in math, and so probably they were grooming us to go into finance. We were particularly academically good. We were good in the sciences, and so perhaps we were conditioned in a way to pursue medicine, pursue academia, engineering, those professional fields. And once you reach adulthood and either fully or partially you mess up, you choose a different path, you don't finish university or you don't finish grad school if you're in grad school, you pursue a different career. Let's say you became a streamer, you became a photographer. Instead of being the doctor or the lawyer which your family was expecting from you, you may be labeled as wasting your potential. And growing up, I was also entrained, and in a way I was conditioned to believe and accept that I had these potentials within me. And truth be told, I did pursue medicine. I finished medical school and also further training. I did that also. But looking back now as a middle-aged adult, I believe that there's probably no such thing actually as potential. And if there's no such thing as a potential, there's nothing to waste. For you see, looking back now, that concept of wasting your potential it's not natural. It's not a natural physical law. It's a construct. It's an artificial social construct. I'm not particularly sure if it's more prevalent in Asian households. I'm not sure if it's also seen in the West. But speaking here, in Asia, growing up from an East Asian household, it's an artificial construct which you are brought up with. It's ingrained unto you from an early age. Perhaps when you were still a toddler, you're already taught to be excellent in school. You're already taught to work hard, to be good in one or hopefully more subjects. You are taught to be academically well-rounded. And Because otherwise, people will look down upon you. Otherwise, if you don't fit that mold, you will not get a good job and you will end up in the streets. Basically, that's the story behind the construct. But for those of us who are now adults and somehow feel this, perhaps it's guilt, this looming guilt, this looming feeling that we are somehow wasting something within ourselves, this feeling that we are wasting our skill set, our potential. My rebuttal, my answer to that is, even if you feel that way, do you feel and do you think that you are in the right place? Do you feel and do you think that you are doing what you really want to do? That which will make you truly happy? Because let's say you were really good in English, in rhetorics, and people were expecting you to be a lawyer, right? But down the line, right now, you ended up becoming a dancer or a streamer. And so many people, especially those from the older generation, may think that you've wasted your potential. But my question to you is being a streamer really what you want to do? Is it where your heart is? Or is your heart in law? Because for me, and I also echo the same sentiments of Eckhart Tolle, among other contemporary thinkers. For me, what's most important is not fitting in to the mold society crafted for you, but rather you have to fit in your own mold. You have to pursue that which you yourself, from your own volition, really want to pursue, not what other people are expecting from you. That's what's most important, because down the line, for example, you really forced yourself to go into law and you became a lawyer. Down the line, you may end up miserable, despairing, and always second glancing, looking back at the what ifs if you pursued the life you really wanted to live, which is to become a streamer. To each his or her own, right? We don't condemn. We don't condemn whatever dream, whatever path you want to take, whether it's the conventional boring path or whether it's the more contemporary unconventional ones. So to that dear viewer, of course, I'll keep the viewer anonymous, who commented that, perhaps that would be my response to you. It's a social contrast, our potentials, they're all constructs, rather. But what is more important is whether you pursued and are doing what you really want to do for yourself. As long as you're not harming anybody, nobody should stop you from doing what you want to do. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you again in our next video. I wish you all the best.